It's your girl Talks with Jay, and NOME 12 went down last night. Man, if you missed it, you missed out on a lot of things last night with NOME 12. Man, let's just get into recapping NOME 12. First battle to kick it off was none other than Nunna versus Danny Myers. Now, I know a lot of people had a lot to say about Nunna versus Danny Myers wasn't a night of main events type of battle. But honestly, if you ask me, Danny and Nunna have been doing their thing all year. So I think they're deserving of being on NOME. You know, so Nunna kicked the battle off. Nunna's been doing good with having high energy and just rapping and not too much worried about the crowd not reacting, but it does affect him, and he'll say something about it throughout the battle. He did good in my opinion. He freestyled, he rebutted some things that Danny said. But I don't think he had enough when it came down to it. He stuck with most of like his written bars, and he does some rebuttals in between. But Danny showed that it's levels when it comes to the freestyles and the rebuttals, and just the overall energy and like the layers of the writing and who's the better writer. Danny showed he's a way better writer. And Danny got way more crowd reaction when he was rapping. You know, the crowd was really enjoying Danny rapping. You know, sometimes it seems like the crowd is kind of hit or miss on enjoying Danny Myers, but like he's definitely has a pen. He has a pen, and his writing is layered, and you gotta listen and follow along. Some people didn't like the fact that Danny did a lot of rebuttals and a lot of freestyle. For me, I enjoyed it. You know, that shows that he can do way more than just rely on what he pins down. You know, to be able to get up there and listen to a person rapping and be able to freestyle rebuttal it, that takes skill. And like a certain type of mind to be able to do that, because not everybody can do it. Like I had Danny 3-0. I had Danny 3-0. But I could see some people saying 2-1. Danny 2-1. Some Nunna's third was really, really good. It was. But Nunna did mention the fact of how Danny quit against Real Sick. He mentioned that and I figured that. I knew that was gonna come up in the battle. And Nunna called Danny Myers a lighter Lux. If that's the case and that's how you feel, cool, because Lux is fire. So like Danny gave me everything I wanted. Performance, energy, bars, freestyle, rebuttal. I was happy with what I got. Good back and forth battle. Great way to kick off NOME. Definitely has replay value. Next battle was K-Shine versus Real Sick. Now, mind you, I've been saying all along on paper, I was not thrilled for this battle. Now, K-Shine's been gone for a while. We were wondering, were we going to get the old K-Shine or not? Real Sick mentions in a battle that he took this battle on short notice. Was something to the fact that like K-Shine knew since April he was battling him. Now, fans thought it was going to be K-Shine versus Jack Boy. We didn't get it. We got K-Shine versus Real Sick. It turned out being a cool battle. Now, one thing I will say is about the fact that Real Sick having mic problems. And I think that kind of killed his energy and his momentum in the battle. He fought through it, but you could see that threw him off all the way. That was like game over pretty much for him. He had moments though. He had moments. But K-Shine came out performing. He was rapping. He was moving. He was grooving. He was the old K-Shine. And it was just too much for Real Sick. Real Sick, I think, relies on his rapping ability. And that's about it. He got to step that performance up. K-Shine is something like amazing performer. Not saying that you had to try to overperform, but you relied too much on your writing, and it wasn't working. K-Shine's performing, he's moving, he's having moments. He's like it was nothing you could do against that. K-Shine 30. K-Shine 30. I definitely want to see K-Shine versus Jack Boy. I want to see K-Shine versus Lou Castro still. So, hopefully, now that K-Shine's back, he's outside with it. Like, for me, K-Shine had performance of the night. Next battle ended up being Geechee Gotti versus Hollow. I was not hyped for this battle. When I saw it on the card, I was like, For me, Hollow can be hit or miss for me. The way he was acting in the DNA battle, talking through his rounds and stuff, I was just like, like he did good with Rum Nitty. He beat K-Shine. So I was wondering what Hollow were we gonna get. But to my surprise, Hollow cut his hair. Hollow looks way better without a bush. He does. He looks way better without a bush. The low cut Hollow. That's the Hollow that we need to see. He was rapping. He was performing. Scheming. You name it. That was a good Hollow. Better than I expected. For me, as far as Geechee, I think Geechee kind of mentioned a lot of the same things everybody mentions with Hollow. The John fight, Math, LOM, and stuff like that, and the DNA battle. So, it's like, what else could Geechee really hit him with? I had Hollow 2-1. Hollow definitely surprised me. That was a better Hollow. I can definitely say that. Hollow definitely, and then it was like Hollow went down his history and stuff. That was fire. Goods versus Easy, the Block Captain. Definitely is gonna come down to preference, because Goods is talking about making money legally, and Easy's talking about the trap. Now, we all know Easy has very long rounds. They're very long. Or at least with the reaction and maybe how he raps, it just seems like his rounds are super, super long. But for me, I had Easy winning. I'm gonna say 2-1. I'm gonna say 2-1 because I think Goods, it was the second round. Like, Goods was talking and in the second round, the fake about the fight with them, that kind of, I didn't like that with Goods. Goods with the typical do lines. Um, Goods did talk about the fact that you talk about. He said I live different. I think Goods told him you talk different, I live different. I thought that was cool. That was dope. Of course, the typical Goods mentioning Surf and gun titles, talking about basically Easy was a little nigga because he was underneath Rock and Surf. Typical. I thought Goods wouldn't go for the typical stuff we figured everybody tells Easy or anybody in gun titles. Goods basically was talking about real estate and credit scores and stuff like that, which is more the legal way of how he gets money. Now, I think Goods mentioned he had on a $5,000 outfit. If that was the case, it looked nice on him. That red looked real nice on him. He got the chocolate leather. He got his slick walks. Like, salute the Goods. I think he even has a lounge also. So Goods know how to get some money. Goods is definitely one of the better dressed battle rappers. You know, if Goods is on the card, he's definitely gonna come dressed for the occasion. So I'll give Goods that. But I had Easy beating him 2-1. I'm gonna say 2-1. Now, Easy mentioned about how Goods spends his money. I mean, hey, however Goods, we all know Goods likes to, look good. He wears his jewelry, that's his appearance, his aura, So I knew Easy was gonna touch on that. It's a good back and forth battle. Good replay value. But I got Easy 2-1. Easy 2-1. So that what does that make? Easy by Captain 7-0 on the app now. Is that what he is? Because he hasn't lost yet. Tay Rock versus T-Top. Now, when T-Top came on the stage, a little bit after he was on the stage, Briz Rothstein comes out, standing behind him and everything. Cool. Now, everybody know that we've seen Briz on social media and stuff, and he pops up at certain events. But everybody made it seem or alluded to the fact that possibly he would jump in T-Top's rap. Like, most of the time when T-Top's rapping, Briz is looking down or looking away or on his phone. So I don't know what that was about. But Rock 30, T-Top, whole bunch of caution's a slut, Lucci, the scandal with that, Surf gun titles. He talked about the Summer Impact situation, which is typical. We knew they were gonna touch upon that. Then talk about the tranny, his baby mama, and basically Tay Rock liking battle rap bitches. Like, I thought T-Top really wanted this battle, so I figured he would have more to say to Tay Rock. Like, he really didn't have nothing to say. Or if you were going to use the same played out angles that everybody else is using, I thought you would have been a little more creative, and he didn't do it. That I'm a little surprised T-Top wasn't better. Like we know how Rock can get when he gets up there, he's in his mode. Like, it was nothing T-Top could do with Rock. nothing. Like, don't get me wrong, T-Top had a few moments, but other than that, Tay-Rock 30. Tay-Rock 30. Like, you can't call out a person and then when you get the battle, you be ass in the battle. Because that's basically what T-Top was last night. Sorry to say, it's just what it was. And then you had the UN5 final between JC and Swamp. Now, Gerald McCoy was there. He added 20,000 to the pot, so it ended up being for 120,000. You had your judges, you had John, you had Kyle LaCode, you had Polo, and Quest Cody. Those were your judges. Like, they've met. Good that you had everybody in the building this time for it, you know, and they weren't on the stage during the battle. I like that. I think that should have been the way that all the battles should have been, but whatever. JC ended up winning. JC won 2-1. You know, Swamp did end up stumbling and choking, like trying to get it back, and it took a little time, but eventually he got it back and he kept going. But JC 2-1 and a dope back and forth battle. Like, Swamp has nothing to be mad at. Tay-Rock said he would take him, so Press Party Summer Madness. JC Midget Surf for Summer Madness. Lux was there. Smack ass what they doing with that. Like, overall, NOME was good. NOME was good, you know. Other than the fact it didn't start on time. They always on real nigga time. But aside from that, NOME was good in my opinion. Like, all the battles were good. Look forward to what the next, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a card somewhere before you hit Summer Madness, and I'd like to see a surf battling easy eventually. You know, that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. There's a lot of battles I'm looking forward to seeing. But we gonna see what URL does next. And then they had the little thank you for GTX on August the 5th, so that was an interesting promo for them. But overall, NOME 12 was a success in my opinion.